Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Art and Culture Monday. We are at 29 minutes past 9 a.m., which means we are out of time, but we have to sit down and have this conversation on the podcast, Busy Being Born, So we are going to have that conversation right now. I don't even want to waste a lot of time. I want Martin to say hello. Please, hello, tell us how you've been before we jump into Busy Being Born.
I've been all right.
Yeah.
A day at a time.
Yes.
And we say all right because that is what tumejifunza as a culture.
Yeah. So how are you really?
Oh, yeah?
Yes, please.
How am I really? I'm busy being born.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a better definition of it. Karibu sana. Karibu to set. How went meetings? How did meetings go?
Meetings was a lovely experience. Mm-hmm. In fact, we are honored to be the opening act for the Kenya International Theatre Festival, which begins next week on Tuesday. Wow. This is at the National Theatre. Yes. So every year they honor a play that they found impressive from that year. So in this way, we are honoring Mwalimu John C.B. Okumu. Yes. Uh-huh. Yes. So meetings is up.
I love it. One, congratulations for you to have stood out among very many plays that have gone on in the course of this year, I believe. One thing I loved about meetings is that I did not feel the heavy dialogue.
Good.
Which usually, which was the worry, because there is a lot of dialogue that went on there, but you kept it upbeat. You kept us with you. You kept us, we want to know what is happening in this meeting and that meeting and now the one big meeting. Like, honestly, I went from there and I felt like I could have been at a musical and felt just as awesome.
Good.
So like you put it together very well. Kindly repeat the event that you are opening for at the Kenya National Theatre.
It's KITFest, Kenya International Theatre Festival.
Yes, Kenya International Theatre Festival.
Yes.
So you are the opening act.
We are the opening act, yes. Just like we did last year with Supernova.
Yes.
This year we are honoring
You seem to keep finding your way, to the top, so which we are grateful that you do. No wonder the question to how you are is busy being born. Mm-hmm. So I know I've asked you this again, and we have mentioned busy being born with Martin a couple of times here, but always in passing, because it's like, you do another thing that is called,
Mm-hmm.
But now that we are here, why busy being born? Why the name?
Why the name Busy Being Born?
Yeah.
Busy Being Born is originally from a quote by Bob Dylan. Uh-huh. Bob Dylan was huge in the 60s and the 70s, indie rock, pop. Yes. And he said, if you're not busy being born, then you're busy dying.
Yeah.
So we decided to just take that first bit and also change it, that last bit. So when people listen to our podcast, we always finish by saying, if you're not busy being born, then you're probably busy not living.
Yeah.
So we started the podcast around the COVID season.
Yes.
And the main thing we were to do was just remind ourselves that self-improvement should be consistent, at least. It should be intentional.
Yes.
Yeah, so you should constantly work on yourself, become better every other day in every other aspect, because we never become perfect, but life then becomes the journey to trying and becoming better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So being aware and working on becoming better. I like the quote, stop happening. Things happen to me. I happen to things. Things do not happen to me.
Exactly.
To be, proactive about life in general.
Yeah.
So by this fact, I'm already a member and a fan of Busy Being Born. Yes. So what topics does Busy Being Born cover around? Because now improvement of life is a very huge spectrum. So what topics do you guys cover?
When you go to the different podcast platforms, you'll find that when you're uploading the last, what type of podcast are you?
Yeah.
So most of the times we end up circling ourselves as a self-improvement or an educational podcast.
Yeah.
But what we do really is we spotlight African excellence. So we have chats with guests or even just sit and talk about different topics around just that, improving the self physically. So we'll talk about cardio and yoga and all that, depending on where we are in our individual lives, Kamande and I. We'll talk about spirituality, so lessons from Buddhism, from Islam, from Christianity, not propagating for one, but just taking the lessons and just reminding ourselves, in my life, this is what I'm doing right now, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm holding on to. But we'll also look at careers, and this is where especially we now sit with guests and talk about what they've done and where they're going and where they're from, everything coming down to what are the lessons. So I'd simply say we are a self-improvement platform, and we've been going on for 3 years now, episode 49, because we do 1 or 2 episodes a month, and here we are.
And I like that one. The consistency is A1. I feel like in 3 years 49 episodes is a good give.
Asante.
Yes, so one, congratulations for that. Also, to remind myself that you are you are the half of Busy Being Born. I know Commander didn't make it here. Just a brief, what brought you together with Commander? Why Commander and not? You have worked with thousands of creatives that you could sit down and do this. So why Commander, and what does he bring to the table, or is he the table?
He might be the table. No, he definitely does a lot. I would say Commander and I have been friends for years. Could be 15 years thereabout. We met as soon as we were done with high school, and we both joined the theater to try and to figure this life out. That's why we met. When I decided to take the theater path and film and all that seriously as a career, he chose to now just jump into accounts, and he's more of not accounts, statistics.
Statistics is the better.
That's actually what he did. So he ended up becoming a techie and big in that line. So we've been friends because we share a lot of things. We share a lot of perspectives. In fact, with the podcast, it started out as a conversation during COVID. He was like, what are you listening to? And I would ask the same. And we noticed we gravitate around the same things, the same topics. We actually almost share a birthday. His is on the 17th and mine is on the 18th of the same year. So we are age mates. I'm the godfather to his son. We both are teachers. We teachers' kids. We have a lot of things in common. Perspectives and way of looking at life. As a brother, I deeply admire and I deeply love. And so that is how we ended up becoming friends. But the common spaces and ways of looking at life that we share are the ones that brought us to starting. Exactly.
I like that. I was telling you this before the show started, that I looked at Commander's bio. And I'm like, what is he doing in a podcast?
He's impressive, right?
Yeah, very impressive. And impressive in numbers. I'd expect for him to sit here with Richard Okenya tomorrow to talk about business and numbers and stuff. But the fact that he also has this... he's in a podcast talking about self-improvement and not just in numbers. I was looking forward. So tell him he's indebted to Art and Culture Monday and to me. Because I was really looking forward to see his integration of Busy Being Born and his other work that seems to be absolutely on the other end of the globe. But regardless, I feel that is what also makes him the perfect fit.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Mtafikisha.
We are happy. We are happy to have you. Plus, you deliver. So I am happy to have you here. So let's go on. We have talked about the inspiration, the things that you guys talk about. Was there ever a hope or a dream that you were like, okay, when you're starting Busy Being Born, we will be satisfied when we get to this point? Like, what did you want it to accomplish? Yes.
We started it out very selfishly. Just to sit around and have cool conversations with people that we admire for our personal reasons. For me, it was guiding me through COVID. It was also knowing and seeing people that I look up to, knowing that they went through stuff as well and made it through. And for him as well. So it started out selfishly. And where we are today, the reason we are quote unquote not pushing as hard in terms of needing numbers and all that is because because we realize it's just more of a lifestyle. We didn't have a particular target at this number of followers, at this number of downloads, we'll know we'll have made it. We're just out here doing life.
Exactly, yes.
No pressure at all, getting good vibes, getting lessons, because the moment you put a target, that it means you're in a way limiting yourself. In other things in life, we can do that with our jobs, with the targets, for instance, for my shows, the number of audience, etc. But with self-improvement, it's more of today here I am, and today this is what I celebrate, this is what I feel I can work on, etc. etc. So I would be lying by saying we had a particular target. For us, it's just good vibes and inshallah.
Exactly, yes.
Growth and hopefully absolute growth.
Yes, and definitely also chilling with a friend.
Exactly.
Because we rarely get those. It's always, we'll make time, Martin, we should have coffee sometime. But really, so I think that podcast gives you and Commander the ultimate platform to actually sit down and talk about life.
And we actually do this for hours, because you'd find that, for instance, this interview with you and I will be done in less than 30 minutes. Now, probably less. But with a podcast, we are a long form podcast, meaning we are on for at least an hour and a half. Some guests, we go on and on. Like when we had Nini Washera, we were on for like almost 3 hours. Just talking about life and lessons and pain and pleasure and all that. All those good things.
Wow, amazing. I like that too, so long form. So is that like a type? Because I know some podcasts that are pretty short, 5 minutes, they're done, then an hour or an hour and a half. And I like that. I could talk about self-improvement. I would listen to a podcast that's an hour long, because it's the small lessons that you keep picking. So question, in the line of work, I know you could mention hundreds of them, but which people have you sat down with and actually felt, wow, my life has, I can point to the exact moment I improved from here to here. Who did you sit down with that was actually mind-blowing?
I have to admit that all of them have been. Because we are very particular on who we are saying yes to, inviting. But in a special way, I'd have to mention a few. Cindy Ogana's story is one to celebrate. Nini Washera's is one to look up to. We are going to have Makbul Mohammed this coming weekend. That will be exciting. When it comes to data science and techies, there's Dr. Shiko Gitao. She had a brilliant one when it comes to filmmaking. We had Sam Soko, and this was as soon as his film got an award at the Sundance. As soon as he came back, we were like, "Hey Sam, let's have a chat." Big story. So you're looking at this guy. His film is now being celebrated across the world, and he's here, Anabonga Sheng
cool guy,
just talking about the good times we had, the struggles we had. So there's always someone out there that we sit down with and are like, okay, you know what? It's good vibes. JJ, Tony Moshama. There are so many.
Wow, I love that there's a consistency with the people that you bring on board, and I envy that you get to share that space. Because outside here they feel very far off. This guy is doing global things. We are not in the same. So I think I like that about Busy Being Born. It's able to bring these people that I feel are very far away to my space. I think I listened to Nini Washera on TED Talk. And I would sit there for hours, because her story is captivating. Her way of navigating challenges is unheard of. And so I can imagine you have had amazing conversations. Guys, I think this is the juncture to tell you to go and look for Busy Being Born. Where does your podcast stream at?
The easiest way to find us is on our website, which is busybeingborn.africa. But we are also on every podcast platform. Just search Busy Being Born on Spotify, on Google Podcasts, on Podbean, wherever you listen to yours. Because the way we've arranged it is that on our mothership, they are able to distribute to every platform. So
anywhere really. I think Spotify is mine. So you look for Busy Being Born on any streaming platform, and you are going to get it. There's a lot there, as you can see on your screen. There's a lot on the topicals, on the topics that they actually have conversations around, and just go and listen in just one of them. I'm not even asking you for two. You're going to tell yourself to go and listen to the third, the fourth. but you are going to want to listen to more than one. So this is your call to just go and listen to Busy Being Born. Curious question. Are you planning on transitioning to video anytime?
We actually have.
Yeah.
It's just like I said, we are not as vocal about it.
Yes.
But yeah, you can check out our YouTube. We've uploaded at least 10 episodes in there.
Yes.
In fact, the Nini one is there.
Yeah.
And a few others within the next 1 week, because we are having our live this weekend.
Yes.
As soon as the live is done, we'll upload another 10
Exactly.
for people to just binge on between now and Christmas. So yes, Christmas is here already.
I know.
Yeah.
It's that's a whole other different feeling. You should see. It doesn't feel. I was introducing the show, and we realized we have exactly 69 days to go to the end of the year. 69.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about 2 months and very few days.
Yeah.
And it's the year 2023 has business to go on. It felt like it's flying by, but we are happy regardless. So your Christmas gift, your early Christmas gift is here. Just go to YouTube, look for Busy Being Born YouTube channel, and enjoy the amazing episodes that are there. And there are many. You're uploading to the numbers of 10. There is not many YouTube channels that do that. The best you can get is an EP from an artist. So 10 is a very good number. 10 episodes are a very good number to listen from. Thank you for bringing on the live event, because that is the heart of our conversation. So you are recording live for the very first time ever.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? Let's start from there.
Well, nervous, of course.
Yeah.
Because you want the people who are there to have a good time.
Yes.
You want them to engage with the guests.
Yeah.
And you also want them to enjoy the conversation, even when we haven't broken, quote unquote, that fourth wall for them to interact with the guests.
Yes.
So we're going to have the amazing Makbul Mohammed, who hasn't spoken for a while.
Yeah,
And
I know.
he's a phenomenal actor.
Yes.
He's a phenomenal journalist, and he's been prolific. Then right around COVID, he was slightly quiet before we saw him back on TV for County 49.
Yes.
Before he was back in charge of Nation FM, etc.
Yeah.
So we're just here to talk about what has been going on.
Yeah.
He's been busy being born. So
Yes.
on that journey, what has he collected?
Exactly.
Yeah.
One, a big congratulations for stepping out of you and Commander's selfish nature and inviting us in, because I do feel like this is the podcast sort of has a feeling of it's very personal to you two. So the fact that you thought of a platform you can invite us, one, that's already like a big thing. So when is it gonna be? Where is it gonna be? We already know the conversation that is going to be going on. So just the gist of how it will be like.
Of how it will be. I'd like people to get excited and know it will be an interesting time. Anytime they see Martin Kigondu is on a project.
Exactly.
And this one is not different.
Yes.
So
sure mark of quality.
There you go.
Yes.
I'll actually pick that.
Yes.
Put it on a card or something.
Thank you. Please do. I would advocate.
You endorse, eh?
Exactly. I would endorse that.
Asante.
Yes.
So we'll have a session between 10 and 2 p.m.
Yes.
And we hope to record 2 episodes.
Yes.
The first episode is with Makbul, after which we'll have a couple of performances. We have a poet, Mukabi.
Yeah.
We have a brilliant singer, actually musician all round,
Yeah.
Tugi Waiyaki, and Checkmate Mido. He's a bit of everything. All this, all these performers by themselves are phenomenal.
I should tell you, my producer in my ear is excited about those performances.
Hey.
Very
good to hear that. Mwambie karibie.
Yes.
We'll also have the second episode. This is episode 51. Just the two of us, like we do it on our platform. We have some episodes we call No Guests But Nuggets.
Yes.
There may be one in every 10 where we just sit and talk about where we are in our lives.
Exactly.
What is going on, if it's meditation, what form of meditation we are using right now, if it's writing, what project I'm working on, etc.
Yes.
So for this one, we'll be just looking at the year, the lessons, and where we've been. When we were starting, I just shared it's been a busy season and a good season for me. But I also have to admit it's time to take a slight break. So this will also be when we are announcing a short break for the podcast, maybe 2-3 months. But there is a lot we still haven't released.
Exactly.
So people are not to worry. We'll still give them that.
Okay.
So for the second episode, we'll just be concluding the year and sharing what we are hoping for the next step.
Exactly. Wow. Then and you should be part and parcel of this, because I feel like anyone who missed that will miss a very major transition. They'll come on episode 52 and then they're like, what happened there? There's something. So this is your call to kindly be part of Busy Being Born podcast. So we have not shared the when and the where the tickets. Yes.
First of all, the tickets are absolutely free. Yeah. Yes. But the only caveat to that is they're very few. Yes. So we're not hoping to have more than 50.
Yeah.
So it's after 51 tutakuwa matatu imeja.
Yeah.
So you just RSVP on our website.
Yes.
The link is on our IG. It's wherever you see us, on our Twitter at busybeingborn_, IG at busybeingborn_, website as well. So you can RSVP there.
Yes.
Number 2, it will be this Saturday, the 28th, at Kilimani.
At Kilimani.
At a space called Kayana Create. Kayana Create, the founder, Patricia Okello, is a phenomenal woman whose story is also on Busy Being Born.
Yes.
And this is a space that she opened to just solely focus on women entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And she's been prolific with that. She has such a beautiful story. So that is where we're going to sit and have a good time, a good 4 hours. And we keep time.
Yes.
So we're asking those who take their time off to spend with us, we are going to respect their time.
Exactly. Yeah. Wow. So at 10:15, the podcast is,
we are in.
Yes. First and foremost, you will not get in because it will be full already.
Exactly.
So please keep time if you do RSVP. So go to their website. I think that is the easiest, busybeingborn.africa. Just get there, RSVP, and make sure you are there on time. Meaning 9:30 nafaa kukupata ukiwa Kilimani mahali, as you in readiness for Busy Being Born. Absolutely free of charge. I did not expect that information. I think by the end of today, please, can we just fill up the mat 22 to song to Kiendanga? Exactly. So do your RSVPs and see you there Monday 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Why did I say Monday? It's because there's Monday. But 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we are also running out of time. So please invite guys, remind us on where they can RSVP as we close up.
Oh, good. This is me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Busy Being Born podcast. If you don't catch us this Saturday, we are here for you. Check us out on our website, busybeingborn.africa. Check out at Kamande_ and at Kigondu. That's what's happening. Karibuni.
Exactly. Thank you so much for sharing this immense gift with us. We are grateful, and we are definitely going to show up. I think this one is a must not miss. So thank you for gracing our studios. Sorry we are out of time. I wish we could sit more and talk about what we are doing, what we are busy being born, but our time is like the year is winding up, so is the show. All right, so we are coming back, and ladies and gentlemen, for our short our art calendar segment as we wrap up. But right about now, ladies and gentlemen, we are done with our lounge number 3.